I'm Pickle Rick! Special! Shut up, Meg.
Alright. What's up, everybody? How are we doing on this, not too bad of a Saturday? Clive's over there playing with the big woofler. Have fun with that. I got too much electronics on my ceiling to use the big woofler in here. Oh, we'll get there, Maurice. No worries. Everything's good. So anyway, starting off early, I had Joe Russ, Frankie in here. Let's see who else was here. Blackwatcher, Mr. A, Cake Zap, Sparky, Kevin Hard as Steve. There's Fama, I think I said Fama, I don't know. There's Fama all over the place. PJ, Maurice, Walker, Zap, Sparky, there's Chris, there's Stream Elements, always nice when they show up. Little Jim, Teardown, what's up, buddy? Been a second there. Frank Nuttabetti is here. Let's see, Slippy Fishy. Gotta remember that one. C2S, scrolling, that's actually working correct now. Mr. S is here. What's up, Clive C? Pianoman, Rob, I see you're still the same. Okay, good. All right. Anyway, guess we'll wait to see if Clive raids us over before we crack the beer. But until then, I only have one beer, so we're going to finish the coffee. And we'll crack the beer and go with water. Well, beer, apple cider. But anyway, cheers for showing up, everyone. See where a bear stole a chainsaw? Literally carried it off. I did not see that. But I do enjoy watching the video of the bear fixing the traffic cone, like up in Alaska or something. Alright, well, that coffee's dead, which is good. I haven't been drinking coffee super late lately, because I tend to find it hangs out for an awful long time when I'm trying to sleep. Oh yeah, Twitch music. There we go. All right, and let's see, about 7 minutes. We have a VertoThermoWhoofle. What's up, Queen Liz? How are you? All right, so here's the latest with my stepmom. Surgery, everything went okay. The original plan was to take like 8 to 10-ish inches of her large intestine out, but they ended up having to take about 2 foot of it out, so pretty much half. Other than that, everything went fine. She's actually been walking around a little bit. Today, like she got up, took a few steps, was relatively comfortable, got back in bed. So everything is going well with that. She said she does feel a lot better. Even, with the pain of the surgery, she still feels better than she did before. So, doing well on that. So, I guess we'll do one of these. So, cheers to that. And I appreciate everybody's good vibes, in the situation. And she appreciates it too. I told her about it. She almost felt embarrassed by it, but I'm like, hey, told her she has an international, like, good vibe squad. So, but yeah, cheers to that. Will do, Jim. Appreciate that. All right. So, also, as far as my Discord goes, I was messing around last night getting some stuff set up. Theoretically, this Sunday, not tomorrow, but a week from now, Sunday, theoretically, I should have the last tool I need to put together the AR-10. The company I ordered it from said, hey, it may take us up to 30 days, and today is day 32. So if they don't have anything going for me Monday, I'm going to tell them to kiss off, and I'm going to order from somebody else and have it here by Friday. So there's that. I got that thing going again. What was the other thing? Oh, no. Oh, and the Christmas thing. And I'll mention this again once everybody gets here, but I have started putting the preview of the Christmas thing on the Discord under the new events channel in there. It has a list of all the movies and TV shows we're doing. Basically, we're going to start with, I saw that, Fama. We're going to start with Charlie Brown, then we're going to go into a movie, then like a Christmas show, cartoony, show within a movie, then a show within a movie. We got like almost 13 hours of stuff planned, and Pianoman, while Pianoman Rob is there, he may at some point break into play a little bit of stuff live, not like a full concert, but play a little bit of stuff here and there in between the movies. So, let's stress November 16th. Yes, that is the rough plan right now. I will put an official Discord event up and let everybody know when it's confirmed that everything will be here. Should be this a week from now, Sunday, but if something gets weird, it may have to wait till Thanksgiving Sunday or Friday or Saturday or whatever. What's up, Locke? C2S, I don't know if I said hi to you yet or not, but hey. So there's that. I got that. Oh. Think about it. Don't type it until after the VertoThermoWhoofle, but start thinking about your worst incidents of dealing with any type of like battery corrosion. There's BigClive. I guess we'll give everybody a couple minutes to run in, then we'll do our big toast and then our VertoThermoWhoofle. But yeah, start thinking about your worst dealings with battery corrosion. I appreciate the raid there, Clive. Welcome everybody. Hope you enjoyed the big woofler. I have mine right there, but I have a lot of electronics on my ceiling, so we're not going to do that, and you'll actually get to see most of them when we do the VertoThermoWhoofle here in a couple minutes, which if you're new here, that is basically Clive's woofle, but we do it under a thermal camera instead. Anyway, what's up? We got everybody in here. Let's see. Architect Projector Giovanni Joka? Stay Bright Neon. Appreciate the follows, everybody. Appreciate the raid. I guess we'll go ahead and crack it open since everybody's here. Folsom02, appreciate the follow. Tonight we're having our usual... Ooh, let me put it right there. Angry Orchard Crisp Apple Hard Cider. Wow, look at the followers coming in. And I guess some of you are from Uvu... I don't know how you say that. Was it Ubu Slav? So we got some new people here. Either way, cheers, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate the follows from, let's see, Folsom Cooking the Singularity. I like that. Lofzy666. Cool. Ubu Slav. Okay, Ubu Slav. Okay, cool. Yeah, they rated Clive about 45 minutes ago, and now we're getting some more over here. But cheers, everybody. Appreciate you swinging through, and appreciate everybody clicking them buttons. Oh, look at that. We reached our goal of I wish the font was a little better. 270 followers. Cheers again, everybody. Any orange stuff asks. Well, best I got is my, is our little poofers in orange, and well, that background's a little pink, but actually started using the channel cup again. I love this thing. Oh, and we have a new shirt I just put up on the merch shop. It just says Angry Nerd. I actually ordered one. Hopefully it'll be here this week, and then I'll wear it next week, assuming it goes through. Holy crap. See, Mahu Suro? Oh. Malacalypse The Belmit, Siba Eric, appreciate the follows again. Let's do another little toasty, cheersy thing, and then we'll do the VertoThermoWhoofle. And later, if you're new here, just so you know what to expect in a little while, we'll have Pussies and Pianos, where we give everybody some... Oh, there's Tiny Mama. Ooh, slow down, camera. There's Tiny Mama. And Beefcake. Beefcake's the one that looks like he hasn't eaten in a while. But there's our mama cat. But yeah, we'll be doing that. We play piano in the background. We watch the cats have some gushy food with their little snaky toy. So that'll be in a little while. But for now, it's about time for the VertoThermoWhoofle. Oh, and Cyberlate with a Let's Hydrate. Okay, well, let's hydrate real quick. And let's do the VertoThermoWhoofle. Or woofles, I should say. And yeah, you can see all the LED lights and stuff up there. That's all on the ceiling. So I keep my outdoor woofler outside. Number one. One for Freddie. Set chat on fire. Yeah. Come on, come on. And clean the cobwebs off the lights. Kind of warmed up. It's doing that skip thing again. I found out last week when the video started skipping and stuff, it's because OBS bot was going wacko, and I think it's doing it again. Because we are getting some skip. Like, no joke, I turned off OBS bot. That's the cat camera. Right now, the streaming PC is sitting at 380 watts on the UPS. If I close the cat camera software, it just dropped to 290. So I think there may be a compatibility issue with the latest Windows update and OBS bot. Because webcams off there shouldn't be pulling like 80, 90 watts necessarily. So, you are welcome there, Queen Liz. I guess I'm a fool. That's a new. Which is a new one? Slab was definitely cooking with the Clive raid. All right. Apocalypse. I like that. Anyway. All right. So we got that done. We got that done. All right. Battery corrosion stories. What are your best battery corrosion stories? And I'll tell you why. As you tell me yours, I'll show you mine, because this is absolutely the best battery corrosion issue I have ever seen while working on a forklift. And for those new, I'm a forklift technician. I specialize in being a specialist. I have all the specializations that they offer, and I do a lot of electronic diagnosis, because I also play with electronics and all that stuff. Took electrical engineering in high school, yada yada. Where is the pictures? Here we go. We're getting there, and we got people sending stuff in as well. Okay. Let's see. So, I get a call from a technician. Or actually, I'm sorry, the boss got a call while I was sitting there from a technician. Electric forklift, sit down, big electric one. Everything works on it but the hydraulics. Nothing spools up, nothing, it has like no idea that there is that you're trying to activate the hydraulics. And on this particular lift, it's an older one. So on the levers that move up and down, there's basically the levers are, they got a little groove in them and a little roller contact switch. So when you pull it, it hits the switch, activates the hydraulic pump, and as the rod is moving, it's moving the spool inside the valve, you know, to let hydraulic fluid flow, yada yada. And appreciate the follow there, K4XSI Knots and Cyba Eric. I might have already got that. But so they were going to log in with very, I'll just say very engineering level software with buttons that don't necessarily make sense if you're not used to it. Like most people, if they're sitting at a laptop hooked up to something and it says download, they think they're bringing it from the truck to the laptop. Well, not in engineering land. Everything is focused on the device, not the diagnostics. So when you download something and you hit that button in the wrong place, you download a blank file to the truck and erase it. So before we let the newish guy accidentally hit the wrong buttons, I went, hey, why don't I go take a look out there? So I went out there, didn't bother logging in, start doing basic troubleshooting, and got to the point I'm like, well, these switches are ground triggered. Yeah, as in it's all ground sitting there waiting. You hit it and it sends a ground signal out to the controller. Well, I'm checking the voltage on the ground coming in and it's 8 volts. Not necessarily optimal. And I'm like, well, where the hell is that coming from? It's coming direct from the controller. Like, it's nothing weird, no ding. It should just be a ground from the controller. So we had to pull, to find that controller, we had to pull the battery out. And if you don't know, an electric forklift, the battery on this one, it's about 39 inches wide. So just over 3 feet wide, just over 2 feet deep, and like, I don't know, almost 2 feet tall. And this is a 36 volt battery. Very big battery, weighs what, 2,500, maybe 3,000 pounds. It's actually part of the counterweight for the forklift. Ground voltage equals 8 volts. Why are we floating? Cooking the singular. Yeah, that's I was thinking, is it floating? Is it something else? Well, it was something else. So we pulled the battery out and I went, holy shit. And let me show you why. So that motor in the middle is your hydraulic pump motor. And that box right there and that wire harness, that is the vehicle controller. That takes all the inputs and tells it what to do. So I have never seen one this bad before. Here's a good close-up of the hydraulic pump motor. Like, yeah, I'm sure the current is flowing great on that. And as you can see, there's so much of it sitting on the motor coils on top because of those vents. Like, I'm surprised this thing ever has run for quite some time. And of course, the harness where the plugs into that controller is on the bottom, you know, where all the acid and, you know, battery acid would drip down to. So I can only imagine what's actually happening down there. Yeah, this is from the other side. The other camera view was from the, on this side. Now we're on the quote driver side. So that little corner right there, that's the controller that we were aiming for. So yeah, this is their hydraulic motor. And they were wondering why it wasn't running. I looked at that, I looked at the tech, and I went, we're done here. Here's the other connection. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we're not troubleshooting this. There's no way. I went, go get the customer. Bring them out here. Ask them if they have a safe, environmentally proper place for us to completely scrape out, clean, and drain all this acid shit out of here. And they didn't. So we were like, then we got to take it to the shop. There's nothing else we can do with this because there is no way you can troubleshoot that with all that corrosion because you know that's leaking current. There's probably so much corrosion in the harness itself. I wouldn't be surprised if we had green copper touching from different wires. So I got to check in to see what happens with that because I want to see if I can get a quote after picture after we clean this, and if I can, I'll show it to you because they said that they would end up sending it to the shop. But yeah, that was fun to deal with. And then the thumbnail on YouTube which is this picture. This was the biggest fucking waste of yesterday. So if you look closely, you see this little rail here? That's supposed to be there. So that's supposed to be sitting on there. This piece would be sitting in the back, kind of like it is on the other side. So I'm guessing they just backed up, and this is like right here. That's the fork, you know, on a forklift. That's the top part goes down, sticks out. Literally to fix this, at the bottom on this bottom rail that you can kind of see down here, there's 2 bolts. I undo the 2 bolts, I shove it back on, and I tighten the 2 bolts. I sat and waited for 3 hours. What's up, Josh? For someone to approve me to undo 2 bolts and then screw them back in. And then I finally left. My dispatcher was like, this obviously isn't going to happen today. Just get out of there. But yeah, that was kind of the highlights of the week. Nothing really special besides that in old forklift land. She's salty. Oh yeah, it's definitely salty. Foobar. Yeah, it was freaking horrible. What's up, Grabshaw? Bennett and buy a new one. Did it smell eggy? Not really. Not as bad as you'd think. Krogo says Bennett and buy new. They're actually thinking about that. That particular forklift is what was I think it's about 15, 20 years old. Probably 20. It had like 15,000 hours on it, and in forklift land, once you hit about 10,000 hours, that's when you have to really start paying attention to cost of repair versus cost of replace. Not all forklifts take a shit. Like Christ McCormick's in Hunt Valley has a couple of forklifts from the 50s and the 60s that we still keep running. But that's mostly because they're so customized and specialized that like nobody really makes them anymore unless you're like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
A Pickle Rick!
Oh yeah, Mr. Salt is good on chips, motors not so much, says the Bellman. Yeah, that's the general consensus there. I mean, I've seen some funky batteries. We call it vanilla frosting because or birthday cake frosting, or, you know, if you look at a battery that's really bad, you go, wow, look at that birthday cake over there. Because it just looks like really badly done vanilla frosting. I mean, I've seen some batteries on the top that were bad, but that's the worst I've ever seen underneath. I cannot believe that thing works. Beyond economical repair, says Spiker. Absolutely, that is the exact term. Yes, beyond economical repair. Did you have with coffee? Did I have what with coffee? I had coffee with coffee. I'm having cider with, well, my coffee's empty now. Oh, wait, it's almost time for the top of the hour toast. We'll hold that off. You like frosting. I don't know that you want to try that particular flavor of frosting. Amazing there is any continuity. Oh, there's continuity down there, Pianoman Rob. Problem is, there's so much, it's probably just going all over the place. That's a wire brush, says Bush Doctor. That's all the wire brushes right there. Oh, and thanks for following there, Wee Chip, 3 minutes ago. Glad I keep that up there. I got a lot of new followers tonight. That was pretty awesome. Appreciate that, everybody. We'll do a toast at the top of the hour. We will show. Were you naked by the time you got home? Just looking at it, we'll start eating clothes. No. A little while afterwards. But yeah, actually, that as soon as I popped it off, I was like, nope. Like, I didn't even get that close to it, just because, yeah, I do have some work uniforms that have some holes in them because of that. Where's Bush on Twitch? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Zenny-san, also an industrial technician. We've got a Caterpillar somewhere in the rental fleet at 40-ish thousand hours. Well, yeah, cats were built to take that shit. Like, real cats were built to take that. But it was maintained by the rental department. Really? Your rental department actually maintains stuff and just doesn't fucking not give an absolute fuck about it? Oh, top of the hour. Cheers, everybody. Top of the hour toast. Appreciate our new followers. Appreciate the raid on raid, just about. I hope everybody is having fun. Our point here is just to chill, relax, and do our thing, and just talk about whatever. And as Clive was mentioning Legos earlier, seem a lot of people like Legos. If you like Legos, Wednesday nights I typically do a Lego live stream, or like, not that you can see it, but there's a Sterling engine running right there. We've been messing with them lately. What the fuck is that noise? Why am I hearing noise? What is going on? You don't hear it. I have it muted. I'm hearing what sounds like a stream. Where the fuck is that coming from? Like I hear... Oh. Oh, crap. Okay. Sorry. One of my windows started playing Kill a Mike stream. Which, at the end of this stream, in what, about 2-ish hours, we'll be bouncing over to Kill a Mike. He's playing Arc Raiders right now. That was weird. I forgot I had a different window open and it just started auto-playing Killa. That's fine. You shouldn't have heard that. No. Anyway. Stay Bright Neon. What's up? So top of the hour, we got that. Anybody else got any really nasty-ass corrosion stories before we move along? Or did I miss any? Let's see. Pianoman, my first experience of battery corrosion was on my first car. A battery leaked and ate away the floor of the battery compartment. Yeah, that's pretty. That's most. I would say most people, if they own a vehicle, that is usually the first time they will see corrosion is a car battery eating out shit. Please wait while windows burst into flames. Yeah, no, that's definitely a fucking possibility. Forklift tag makes let's see. I noticed most modern cars have a plastic tray now, and used to see folk making their own protection, often an old rubber car mat. And we have an ad starting on Twitch in just under a minute. Same thing happened on my Astra Mark II. Estate after ATS supposedly put a brand new battery in, and it had a cracked case. Oh my god. I've seen that happen before. Like, I don't understand how you can do that, because you should test the battery before you put it in, and if it's got a cracked case, it's probably, like, dry on a cell or two. Like, that would be pretty easy to do. Graham Shaw was at an engagement party. It came back to a fucked up network thanks to a power cut. Oh, that'll do it. Is that dried loom smoke? Dried loom smoke. What do you mean, Norman? By the way, welcome. Let's see here. Okay, we got that. Anyone want to repair a BMS? Asks Cyberlight. I'm good. I have enough. I probably don't really need to repair any. The engine curse has been broken. Yeah, for the most part. I did try to thread the starter motor last night, but I need to get the appropriate size drill bit now that I have the appropriate size tap. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, come on, like, you are so close, but I just need to open it up just literally a shave more to get that tap to get in there. Then we can get the starter back on the engine. Oh, the music. Why did the music stop? Oh, because I started hearing weird shit. Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for reminding me about the music. I replaced the BMS, but the protocol is not compatible. I hate when BMSs are a little too smart for their own good. Stay Bright Neon, I had to fix a leaked battery on my work clock last week. Whoa, scroll. Not fun, but worth it. Yeah, any work clock I have, like I have one of those little LCD, big ass LCD screens, got like date, weather, and then the time on it. You know, one of the ones that takes a 2032. Closest I've got to anything like that was, I figured that just for kicks, I took a measured 3300 milliamp hour 18650, and I actually said, well, let's see how much voltage this clock can handle. And I just hooked it straight up to it, and it worked. So I ended up making gluing like a little battery mount and everything to it to take 2032 out, because supposedly those would last 4 to 6 months. I wrote the date on it. I think it was 2022. The last I checked, it was still running. I'll have to check the voltage on it. That's the closest I've done anything work clock. But yeah, it turns out the big ones, they seem to be just fine with 4.2 volts out of a 13. No hot mic? Can people hear me? Oh, I see, Rob. You're talking about when I could hear something else. Yeah. Let's see. Wet seal. Any tips on how to remove corrosion from your electronics when those damn Duracell batteries have leaked again? Coca-Cola. Sometimes just getting into it with some soapy water. If you can find a contact cleaner, if you want to go, really right in there. Yeah, that's why I have a couple extra screwdrivers. I have a bunch of different types of contact cleaner, but work. I get industrial ones from work. Actually, not really. Mostly at work, we've been using the WD-40 contact cleaner to clean out electric motors and stuff. Or if you can find electric motor cleaner, that kind of helps a little bit. Or you can actually find battery corrosion. Like if you go to an auto parts place, you can find battery corrosion cleaners, like battery acid cleaners, and just a little bit on that to help it. Obviously, you don't want to swamp it. Isopropanol, says Treasure Bloke, that helps. Just kind of anything you can do to get in there and just clean it. And if there's like a coating, like a non-conductive coating on it, then a lot of times I'll just take like 320 grit sandpaper and just give it a little bit just to get that little coating or corrosion or oxidation off. But whatever you can get in there that's wet and kind of a cleaner, if you can get something to help neutralize it, obviously that would be good. But can't always do that. So sometimes you just got to clean the hell out of it. Malacalypse. Yeah, okay. I had a Game Boy that had batteries popped back when. It was gnarly, didn't notice some of it fell on my clothing. Oh. Mom couldn't figure out where the holes came from. Oh, that's always a surprise. Jack Attack. Two deer walk out of a gay bar. One turns the other and says, I can't believe I blew $40 in there. Nice. Stay right in the end. Yeah, the LCD, but with the temp, which is important. Yeah, mine's got the temperature on it too. That is definitely important when you're working out of a service van, year round. Although I will say it is nice that work understands that if it's cold as shit out, or like say I'm working down at the Port of Baltimore where it's cold and windy out, like they understand sometimes that van's going to be running for 8 hours so that you have some place to go and warm up and you don't have to warm the van up to warm yourself up. So there's at least that. And it also says used to use boiling water on the Forks battery. Oh, yeah, like anything to help clean off batteries. Can you dump the motor in alcohol? That would be which motor and how much alcohol? The yellow top, Grunt Randy asked the yellow top WD cans. I use that in another brand called Action Can Spray. Yeah, it's got like a neon green band on it as well, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to avoid Coca-Cola and still use phosphoric acid, a cheap source is pH Down, a gardening product. I use that for cleaning my glass gaseous delivery devices. I just use alcohol for that, but yeah, that would work too. It's anything you can get just to scrub it off. would be the best, really. Let's see. Rolling one Coca-Cola. Do they do that one? No idea, but knowing the manufacturers, they probably don't want people fixing their own stuff unless they get some sort of payment nowadays, unfortunately, says the bellman. Oh yeah, that's why fancy cars, you pop them, all you see is a plastic panel. They don't want you to see, they figure if you can't see it and it looks difficult to get to, then you won't want to touch it and then you'll have to take it back to them. That and they're getting so proprietary that even a lot of third-party diagnostic companies can't even get the protocols to get into the vehicles to help diagnose them. It's just getting ridiculous. Benji says we need more orange stuff. Oh, okay, we're out of coffee. We're out of Oh no, we still got the cider. Shit. All right. Let's see. Seems like a company that takes good care of its employees. Typically, I would say so. As long as you're paying attention and getting your shit done. All right, let's close that out. Let's see what some people have sent in. There, delete that, delete that. From, ooh, what button was that? No, don't, God. Okay, we have stuff sent in via Jack Attack. Let's take a look here. Do not attempt to run up this hill unless you are being pursued by a horde of zombies. Seems like sound advice. Underwear must be worn with kilts when wind speeds exceed 25 miles per hour. Well, that I don't know. I think it's fine. I really want to know what this squirrel is annoyed about. Yeah, he does seem frustrated. He seems a bit seems well fed. So I don't know what the problem is. Now you can leave your husband here while we shop in peace. The boob pit. Oh, that's perfect. There's so many boobies in there. USS Enterprise, Galaxy class, Starfleet Registry, NCC 1701D to boldly go where no one has gone before. And we'll probably be getting the 1701D Lego set. That's the one I said I had heard about, and Fama actually has found a link to it, or like, you know, Lego's finally doing their thing with it. So that's good. We'll be getting that for sure. I'd love to get the original one as well, but we'll do what we can do. Iomi. Either way, thanks for following, man. Appreciate that. You can be sure the head of IT at the council will be hearing from me, says Gramshaw, but she'll be grateful I stepped up and fixed the issue. Are we destroying stuff? Gramshaw, good money in piano tuning. Oh, is there good money? Rob seems to do okay when you get the piano tuning. Maybe all the oils and resin bonds with the salt, a rinse with fresh IO and hot water, and you're good to go. All right. The Glasgow signs that have been popping up. Oh, is that what that is? Okay, that kind of makes sense. All right, let's see what we got from the Pancake Man here tonight. We have. I wish they made this a little more better. All right. Wait, what is this? Banana, chocolate chip, and cheesecake filling for some pancakes. This is from Lockwatcher, the Piano Man. Looks good. I can dig the piano in there. Or piano. What the fuck? Bananas. Yeah, I love a little piano in my pancakes. Decent amount of butter. That's pretty acceptable as long as there's plenty of butter in the other layers. Gotta put extra butter on there. Old Bay season, yeah, I've seen that before, and it's funny. Old Bay, I occasionally work inside the factory where Old Bay has always been made, but all the cool Old Bay stuff always appears somewhere else. Like, I've literally had to have people send me special edition Old Bay stuff because, like, I can't get it in the hometown where Old Bay is. It's freaking weird. Well, I'm not real big on caramel popcorn now. So got myself some carbon monoxide poisoning on Tuesday. Can you see the issue? Oh. Okay, yeah. So you see this, folks. This end is supposed to be up here. This end is supposed to be turned 90 degrees up to catch the fumes coming out of that water heater. That could be very bad when it just dumps directly into your well-insulated attic, you know, so that not much air can come in and dilute it. Yeah, that's no good. Glad you're all right. Stay up there too long without noticing. You might get a little sleepy in a not so great way. See what Kevin Hardesty has got for us. Nothing much new, just kitties doing the yin-yang thing. Always good to see some chill floofs enjoying each other's company. Appreciate those pictures, y'all. Let's see what else we got here from ya. We have the Jubinator update. Let's see. Jub's Car Wash now open. What we got up here? You'd eat it? Oh, absolutely. How to sniff a can protocol. I actually have special tools for that to use at work. We have CAN bus sniffers. Put it on the can line and it'll just read the can while you're plugged into your laptop. That's the best I got for you. I don't even know where the hell we got it. There you go. Keep the roof of the car clean. Good kitty. I expect Jebs to have extra treats tonight. Snickers coffee. I'd try that. I like the Haynes manual mug you got there. It looks like it's... Oh, that kind of looks familiar. Can't tell. Anyway, I would try that. Snickers aren't bad. I eat them every once in a while. Love going for a walk along the harbor when it's foggy. Yeah, it don't look bad at all. Seems like a pretty chill spot. Definitely rock it out around there. All right. Appreciate those. From Chris, we have Jason in hunting mode. There was a bird. Ooh, sorry. Wrong button. Kitty's going for the num num. Where is the bird? Oh, it's out there. Okay. I like the tail with the gentle extended floof. Focus, kitty. Must eat birthday. Hey, Benji, what do we got for today? Happy little fox, we have the Beatles. What, is he about to fucking pull like a fucking Beretta out or something? Start packing heat or what? He's got a gun in his hand. He's got 2 pocket guns with him. He's got a couple, like, these guys are packing heat. You might want to watch. Let's go. I didn't know they had a thing like that over there. Today's work, what is some sort of screen thing? That looks like a power brake disc, but it also looks like a CD, and it also looks like a hard drive platter. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, that's probably the frame of that little screen monitor thing. How much is a CAN bus sniffer and where to buy it? I have no idea where we got it. I would think Google, maybe type CAN bus sniffer. Like, I think it's actually called a sniffer. I'll check with IT, see where they got it. Try to remember. I can let you know next week. Pointless bits. Oh, you got a little key in there. Whatever that is. Looks like a little thunker thing. Some IC. Weller. Talking about that on Clive stream. Wow. Into the storage area of Old School Awesome. Got a lot of good kit just sitting in here. Chillin. Some of it ready to get fixed. Bits and pieces and test equipment. Good lord. That is a hell of a collection. That is a nice collection. Where in Britain are you from? Asks Fifth Brother. Who are you talking to me? I am in Baltimore, Maryland, USA. That's a looking spot. Just chilling out of nowhere. Is that swimmable? I see red things floating. I don't know if that's avoid this spot or they're just there, but that's a cool looking spot. Oh, that's cool, man. That's all good. What is that? Oh, are those trying to block off that, maybe? Oh, probably because all the falling rocks and shit. Okay. That makes sense. Got a little trolley. Oh, that's a... Oh, is that for like a mining thing? Because that looks like a little mining car. 20 after. Where the hell did that go? Oh, there it is. All right, everybody. Take a puff, take a drink. Now, hold on. Take a sniff. Well, not a sniff necessarily. Well, I mean, you might have snuff. That's kind of a new thing. Smack a butt. Do whatever you need to do. But either way, cheers, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out. Raspberry Pi with a CAN bus hat. All the software is open source. Oh, that'd be even better. Christ. Yeah, the Bemet or Belmet. Yeah, open source CAN sniffer. You can do that through a Raspberry Pi. That's fucking butter. That'll be probably way easier than dealing with the dumb shit we got to on our the thing we got. Because you know, if it's open source and it's on Raspberry Pi, there's going to be a million ways to customize it. Well, that's not a bad chill spot. We have something sort of like that where we've flown Mavis before. Was it North Point State Park? Kind of a sort of a similar area to that. Appreciate those, Benji. Let's see what we got from Little Jim. There we go. Make that fit. Life is like toilet paper. You're either on the roll or taking crap from some asshole. That's pretty accurate, I would say. Do not pet the fart squirrel. The fart squirrels. Farty squirrels. Yeah, they're a little bit of a stinker. Houston, I have so many problems. I think a lot of us can relate to that. See what we got from Pianoman Rob, who we'll be hearing from in about 15 minutes with Pussies and Pianos. Oh, is that Monty? Haven't seen Monty in a while. That's Rob's neighbor's Kitty who comes to visit. Occasionally. We were talking about him the other day. And we have our weekly flat cat from Zapped. The click raid with the extra long. I think the tail's getting longer. I mean, they do say cats pretty much grow a little bit all the way up until they're about 6 years old. So his tail might be getting longer and longer. Always appreciate the raids, everybody. Like I said, we'll be raiding after this. And Captain Barrett with what I'm sure is going to be some very special images for us. Oh, indeed. What do we have here? Current state of his ladies. Looking good with that extra light now that you got that in there. I like how those two are bushing up really well. That's nice to see. Well, yeah, looking good. Got some autoflowers going there. As soon as those things start kicking into flower mode, they're going to go like mad. Almost double the height. I think that's everybody's currently. Yeah. Looks like we're all caught up there. Let's see. I did the battery acid horrible fucking nightmare shit thumbnail. All right, we got all that covered. Nice kitty Rob. Not your own, but still, you get a visit. Yeah, Monty used to visit a lot. Now he comes down when he gets around. Oh yeah. Once he put that fresh light on there, they started rolling out, which is always a good thing. Might need a little bit more once they really start to bud out, but you know, see how it goes. Cheers. That's a shame I didn't feel like going back out and getting more of those, but just wasn't feeling it today. Kind of a long week, obviously, with my stepmom's surgery. But that went well, so I got to relax a little bit today. Tomorrow I'm gonna relax a little bit, get a couple things done, maybe actually play a goddamn video game for once. If I do, I'll stream it. Like if I get a chance to play Surround It tomorrow, I'll most likely stream it just because like we gotta catch up. Like we are falling behind on time. Poor little bugger was soaking in the rain, so I grabbed him. Oh, Monty, yeah. Lemon Wonder Automatic Indica Dominated. Yeah, it is odd to see a thin leaf indica. Most of mine were pretty thick. Especially that White Widow. What was it? XLS or XSLR, XLSR, whatever like the premium White Widow was back in the day. It was kind of fun. Kind of wasn't. But if you're only doing a few plants, it's not that big a deal. I was doing more than a few, but it was all personal too. So, well, for the X, but Anyway, Gramshaw, my cat Cosmo has just gone out. With me being back home late, he thinks it's just past supper time. Ah, there you go. Throw them all. Malacca was White Widow. Ooh, the memories. White Widow was always a good. I grew that, and then also had Jack Herrera, but I stopped growing that many years ago. But Jack Herrera was nice. The Jack Herrera, if you ever see it, it's really a good. It just calms your mind. It calms your muscles, but it doesn't necessarily do whatever. It just really helps all the pain go away, both mental and physical, without just bombing you out. Unless, of course, you just go crazy on it. Then, yeah. TDOS, an auto that had trouble and still looked that good. Oh, yeah, yeah. Cat Barrett has a support team and in a spot over on the Discord. Let's see, did I miss any follows? Oh man, I got that. Okay, I got all those. Good. Again, appreciate that. We're doing pretty good. We're getting close to 300 followers. We'll get there. 24 more to go. We can probably get that by the end of the year, I think. Ain't stressing on it. The different strains are so interesting, so stay right in. Oh yeah, I before I had Jack Herrera, I was doing the White Widow and AK-47. But the AK-47, it never did much for the X, and that's who it was getting grown for because of her fucking mental bullshit. However much of it was real, I don't know. But anyway, the AK-47 grew, but that was super skinny leaves on that. But when I first started growing, I thought something was wrong with it because the leaves were just so skinny. But yeah, it was fine. But once we switched over to Jack Herrera, it was much better. Oh yeah, Captain Barrett's little ladies there. Within like the first couple weeks, there was a hell of a springtail invasion. Oh yeah. Woo woo, what are you doing? Let me switch that back. And here's a very, very close up. I'll push play. You can, if you look close, you can see the wiggle of them all through the soil. It was either mites or way too fucking many springtails all in one spot kind of thing. I mean, springtails are good, but mites are bad. But when you got that much stuff, it's time to cut it back a wee bit. All right, we got that. Okay. The shit fast as mates me. I don't understand it well, but want to know it all. If you want to learn a little more stuff about various strains, go looking into how different terpenes work there. Stay bright neon. The terpenes are really what defines the flavor and the effects. Like linalool is my favorite terpene. Linalool smells like going into a department store's laundry detergent aisle. Laundry soap. It has that fake floral scent, whatever, you know what I mean? But that is really good for relaxing your muscles and just calming you down. So if you smell cannabis that smells like laundry, that's going to be really good for relaxing your muscles. It usually means it's a good strong indica, which indicas put you couch lock. Indicas take you down. They make you stoned, like kind of thing. Whereas sativas get you high, or you can smoke, you get some of the relief, but it can actually give you energy and get you moving. And then you got hybrids and everything in between. But learn terpenes, learn smells, like experiment with it. Indica, yeah. But learn what different ones do, and if you find one that's high in a specific terpene that really works for you, then you know what to look for. Assuming where you get it has the breakdowns. Yeah, I have nerve. Oh, stay right on. Yes, I have nerve issues, so the down is nicer than the high. Yeah. If you have nerve issues, I do as well. I have. I gotta find my MRI from when I had my neck scanned in 2016. I have 3 bulge discs. One's getting very close to herniating. I have arthritis in my neck. Um, the tendons are all fucked up. Bone spurs growing out and in. It's yeah, I'm fucked. So yeah, but definitely learn your terpenes and what works best for you. But definitely if see like in Maryland, if you go to a dispensary on the side of the pack, it gives you a laboratory breakdown of everything in that particular batch. You can look at your terpenes and you go, wow, that's high on linalool kind of thing. You know, like that would be something I would, have looked for kind of deal. But it's good stuff. It's really good once you learn it. Cooking with Singularity says I was always a train wreck lover. That was good stuff. I like trains meme appreciation as well. Yeah, I know a couple people that really like that. One dude I work with he has an absolute fascination and appreciate for Ray Charles, the strain called Ray Charles. That's one of his favorites. Natural and work can't beat it with the stick, says C2S. See what? Springtail, yeah. Springtails are fine, but too many of them can get a little overwhelming. I've heard, but they knocked them down with some diametrious earth. It's almost time for Pussies and Pianos. I just looked at the clock. But they're doing good now, so that's all that matters. Those things have looks like they've almost doubled in size in the past couple weeks, if not tripled. Diatomaceous. I hate just dealing with that word. Like I go to the store, I'm like, where's the never mind, I'll just go fucking find it myself. Where's your bug section? That's usually where I go with that. Like I got some of that outside. Sprinkled around the house in the spring so the ants will plug off. Or if you're somewhere like say you're in an apartment building or somewhere where there's just kind of ants all everywhere, just remember every time you have to drill a hole for a picture, you get one of those dispensers with like the needle kind of tip on the bottle and squeeze it. When I lived in a townhouse, in either side were just not very clean people, lots of ants running around. Every time I'd put a hole in the wall, I'd just over drill it so I could put one of the plastic inserts in it. But since that hole was about 1/4 inch, it fit that nozzle just right. So I drill the hole, go put a bunch of that. It was diamatria, it was that shit with poison in it as well. It's by Hot Shot. And I'd put that in the walls every time I drilled a hole. And then it got to the point I just started drilling holes every 16 inches, like really close to the ceiling, and then about 2 feet off of the floor in case there was a cross support in there. And I just did that to all my walls. And within about a month, I didn't have any more ants. I don't know if they did, but the ants didn't bother fucking around in my house anymore. But that was just drilling holes and then just patching them up or taping them or whatever. Cyberlight says, my tent was a waste of money. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing, how you're growing. Pardon me. Or just buy an anteater. That's probably not the easiest thing to do over here, but I suppose you could swing it. Seems like as long as you got enough money, you can fucking kind of do anything. Or, like, well, yeah, just literally do frickin' anything. Oh, yeah. Also, for those new here, every other Thursday, which was this past Thursday. No, I don't have one sitting there. I do military MRE night. We have dinner together for about an hour, and I try a military MRE. And yeah, I do dual stream on YouTube. Well, obviously, if you're looking at chat on YouTube and the Twitch, because I decided to really jump into this whole streaming thing, and everything just got a little out of hand. Great timing ad. Oh, yeah, there is an ad. All right, we'll let the ad go for those that are stuck watching it. And after the ad, we'll do Pussies and Pianos. Cooking with the Singularity. I wish I could have brewed a bunch of beer and had a good tent to increase CO2 concentration without expensive ass tanks back in the day. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What is that? Giant anteaters are cool. The coolest anteater I know of all fucking things. Way back in the day. Not that I collected them or anything, but I was given because I knew someone that collected Beanie Babies. Those little things with the heart tag or whatever the hell it was. And it had something to do with who made it. I don't know. It was like initials or something. But anyway, they had an anteater Beanie Baby that every time I looked at it, I just laughed my ass off because for some reason, the way it was striped, it had like a gray and black, the way it was colored, it made it look like it was wearing like a rain jacket or something, or like a windbreaker. I'm sorry, a windbreaker. So it looked like an anteater wearing like an old school 80s windbreaker jacket. So I don't know. And then someone gave it to me because they I thought it was so funny. So I actually had one of them for a while. Little Jim's teardown. Then we'll. It looks like Twitch ad is done. Okay, good. I sympathize. I have carpal tunnel damage in my wrist from years of hitting steel panels into place in a jig. I got chronic cramp in my hands. Yeah, that'll do it. There's what the hell's that new term for that when you do repeated shit at work and it fucks with your muscles? I heard it all the time at Amazon. Something like that. But yeah, I have like because of the nerve damage in my neck, like I can pretty much trace the line. Like if you're looking at my thumb, right about here, down along here, and you circle up, come over the top, and then come back in towards the finger. Like that's mostly numb on both sides. Like all I feel is pressure and tingling. Repetitive stress syndrome. That might be what it is. Repetitive strain injury. I think that's it's one of those two. Yeah. RSI. Yeah, RSI. Repetitive. Yeah, that's actually it. Yeah. So both of you are close enough. Works. But yeah, like because of my neck, like I've had them show like, yeah, your wrists are fine. Your neck is just so fucked up that I'm starting to lose sensation in my arms, part of my legs. That's whatever. I've already was told it's very likely I'll retire in a wheelchair. So I'm just making sure the house is wheelchair accessible while I still can. Anyway, Twitch ad is done, which we do that just so everybody knows, and I repeat this every once in a while. I know the ads are annoying, but on Twitch, if you want all the cool chat stuff, you got to run the ads, and that also makes it so that when you join, you don't join and have to watch an ad unless it's obviously the very beginning of the stream. But that way, people can join in the middle, and they just can watch, and they don't have to watch an ad when they join. So, 90 seconds, twice an hour, not horrible. But that being said, it's time for Pussies and Pianos. Let's get Rob pulled up there. And let's get Cat plus Rob. Oh yeah, I got to restart OBS bot because it was acting weird, and I guess we'll see how it acts. If it starts skipping again, then I'm gonna have to see if something can be done with that because I don't know why this camera is suddenly pulling like almost 100 watts. 1 moment. Get that going. Turn that on. Turn that on. All right. So I'm going to go give the cats the gushy food. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I've got peripheral neuropathy myself. That said, it's just misalignment and wear related, at least so far. Yeah, I wish I could just get in alignment. They've tried that. Didn't really do anything. Greg, appreciate the follow there on Twitch Balls. Much appreciated. Like we got a lot of new followers tonight. That is awesome. Anyway, again, thank you for that. But let's go with Pussies and Pianos. We'll be listening to Rob as usual. And oh, we got to do a stretch first. Okay, hold on. A quick stretch. Everybody stretch. You've been sitting here for a while. The UK makes really good lateral forearm walkers. We currently have the most lightweight wheelchairs available. Yeah. I'm sure whatever I end up in, I'll probably figure out how to put a V8 in it. Now we have Poofers is already waiting. All right, let me pause the music on Twitch so we can listen to the Rob music. Switch it on over. And I will be back in a few moments. Enjoy. Rob is working on having a new tune or two coming soon. Much appreciated, good sir. Let's do that. Zoop. Let's see what. So Poofers is already done eating because that's what Poofers does. So for those that are new, the one in the middle, the little calico, that's Tiny Mama. Her daughter is the gray dilute tortoiseshell. She's also known as Poofers, the gray vacuum cleaner, and Pretty Girl. The ginger on the left side is Tiny Mama's son, Ronnie. He has never experienced the joy of sharing the brain cell. And the white and kind of black gray cat is the dude. He was a stray cat in the neighborhood for like 7 or 8 years. And then we started hanging out outside. And then he decided to start coming in the house. And now he lives here. And his brother still is outside, but his brother has been getting more, a little closer now because I'm taking care of him. His brother kind of basically lived with the neighbors, but they moved. So now his cat house is in the yard and everything. Dude is chunking it. Yeah, dude is definitely saving up for winter as if he were still outside. That, and yeah, obviously he doesn't have to run around as much. But those are my kitties. It's one of them things, like, took me like one day I was just sitting there and been like, man, the dude, he's been outside for like 7 or 8 years. No one's been able to get close to him. Like, that dude existed for a long time without like getting petted or like anything. And I think he's been trying to catch up. Like when we're hanging out, dude, he's usually doing everything he can. Lately he's been flumping next to me. I'll wake up, he'll be sleeping under my arm. And he usually doesn't finish the food, so don't worry about that. Actually, Ronnie's usually done by now too. You can see the gray vacuum is moving into position as she does. Almost like I'm commentating a baseball game here. He's making up for loss. That's what I think. Yeah, he's trying to get that 7 or 8 years of petting in all at once. And we were talking Thursday. He does still get a little overstimulated. He's been in here. It'll be a year the day before American Thanksgiving. So in like a couple weeks, he'll have been inside for a year. Because, like, we were following him on the channel and everything. And I told him, I'm like, look, man, if you come in here when I get on Christmas vacation or Thanksgiving vacation, if you walk in again, I'm just closing the door and you're done. I told the story a lot on channel, but that night, everything was good. I opened the door as like I'd been doing for weeks before. He walked in, walked up the stairs and laid down. And I went, but I guess he understood what I was saying. So I just closed the door and that's been it since. I rescued 3 and adopted her 2 brothers. That's cool. Yeah, Tiny Mama. Yeah, right there. Towards the middle. She was a stray cat when she was about 6 months old. The neighbors found her and they knew we had cats. We being me and my ex, at the time. Knew we had cats, so we took her in and turns out she was pregnant with 5 kittens. Her other kittens are with the ex. After the divorce, but we have these and the dude, so we're doing good on the cat front. Let's see. Do you not realize how much support? Oh, yeah. Beautifully played as always, referring to Rob. Absolutely there, little Jim. And he's been a prisoner ever. Yeah, he seems really upset to be in here. It is funny. He is like, like you can kind of tell when a cat smiles when they get that little. They just, you can see that they're smiling. He's actually been like smiling a little bit more lately too. I definitely think he appreciates the. There you go. That's my cat trap laundry basket. It's been sitting there for like a week and a half. I'll get the laundry. That's work laundry. That's why I ain't worried about it. Yeah, good old poofers. She's got pretty poofy fur, but she's got pretty poofy body as well. What's the cat flap for again? I mean, where does it lead? The cat flap that dude goes through, that just leads down to the basement. And that is at Home Depot. That little cat flap in the door, if it, when I bought it anyway, it was literally called the small dog slash fat cat interior door flap thing. Like it literally was called small dog, fat cat. And we had some pretty chubby cats, so there's one there and there's one in a door upstairs as well in Ronnie's room. But yeah, the dude right now, you can probably see him if we look close enough. Yeah, I can see him in there. He's sitting right there. You can see his white fur on his chest. But he likes to sleep kind of right to the right side of the door. You know, that the half of the door that doesn't have the hole in it. He likes to sleep there, hang out there. Since him and Ronnie, the ginger cat, don't get along very well, that's one of his hiding spots. And he pretty much just took over the basement. The rest of the cats never really went into the basement much anyway. So he pretty much lives down there. He's got his own food, litter box, water. He's found a couple of the old cat hiding spots that he likes to live in. So he's doing good. And then he sleeps with me at night. So our Power Rangers really still going. My little cousin, 5 years old, went as one, says C2S. I'm assuming they'll just kind of always be there. Meal number 3. Oh, yeah, for Poofer? Yeah, well, yeah. Takes time for him to get used to being indoors, says Josh. What's up, by the way? I don't know if I said hey to you yet. Saw you come in. Yeah, he's doing good. Their tails are touching you. Those two get along really, generally speaking, they get along really well. It's not unusual to find them like snuggled up to each other, the two ladies. But they're always kind of just mad at Ronnie because Ronnie's a little hellion when he wants to be. Because, you know, Orange Cat, that's kind of what they do. And Poofers is getting along vaguely a little bit with the dude, but he's still the outsider. You know, they're the insiders, whatever. But she's been tolerating him more lately, at least. As I relate, sorry, can't join on Wednesdays. What are you building? I go between little engines and Legos. I don't know what we're going to specifically be building this Wednesday. I'll have to see what's available. Oh, actually, no, I know what we'll do on Wednesday. I'll show you as soon as we go big screen again, because I think we'll do our new complicated project. Actually, let me grab that. All right. A lot of the older, you know, the previous channel members have seen this, but I'll show you that once we go big screen. Well, actually, yeah, we'll start on that Wednesday. I'm guessing that's going to take a couple Wednesdays to get done. But while we're working on that, maybe I can get some new Legos ordered in, or Lego sets ordered in as well. Oh, shit, Twitch music. Sorry. All right. I read that as inside pants. Wait, what? Inside pants. Yeah, Tiny Mama, actually, if you see kind of near her back, that slightly larger, slightly lighter colored orange on her, like on the right side of her body, like the one that's still in camera. That was actually, she had like a tiny little mat there for some reason. It was rather odd. She usually doesn't get any kind of matting. And I worked on it for a couple weeks with like, detangler and brushes, and it just wouldn't come out. I finally actually had to cut out like a little patch that's working on growing back in. Like I didn't have to cut it down to like the under fur or anything. But yeah, it was really weird. She's never had any kind of a matting issue before. 9 Inch Nails and Happy Kitties love the juxtaposition and figurative light and dark. I love 9 Inch Nails. I've been listening to Nails. Oh, God, I don't know, 87 or 88. I mean, like their first album was like when it came out, I went, hey, this looks good. Like I've been rocking Trent Reznor shit for a while. What's your time right now? Well, let's see. Nothing. Let's see. She looks like she's getting ready to man. We'll go ahead and slide back. If anything exciting happens, I'll. No, wait, that's the wrong button. It is currently 6:58 Eastern Standard Time, and Wednesday we are starting this. It's not an actual engine. It's a quote demonstrator with an electric motor running it, but we'll go ahead and start this sucker on Wednesday. Like I said, it'll probably take 2 sessions. Might give us just enough time to get some fresh big Lego sets in. I mean, I still got a ton of Lego sets behind me, but it's literally it's sniper rifle, pistols, the Doom guy, which is fine. Yeah, actually, that's all the Lego sets we're down to is firearm stuff and the Doom guy. So we got to get in Gizmo from the Gremlins. We're gonna get when the big I think it's like a 4,000 piece set, the NCC 1701D Enterprise from Next Gen for TNG. We're gonna be getting that. Gizmo. We have the Back to the Future DeLorean, like their smaller set that's coming out in January. That'll be coming in. We got to get the Pixar hopping light thing that just came out. Like they're coming up with a lot of good stuff that I want to get some of it ordered and then get the rest of it ordered for next year. So the Pew Pew's only on Twitch. Some stuff. Actually, when I put together, you won't hear, hold on. You may not have, since not everybody's on Discord, you may not have seen this picture I posted today. Like the little preview, but the Pew Pew stream, when I put the AR-10 together, that's going to be on Discord because you can't do it on YouTube or Twitch. You can't show assembly. So here's the little preview thing I set up today. Of all the, like I said, all the pieces are here. Yeah, I mean the picture's wider, you just can't see it here, but that's everything. That is everything except for like shims for the muzzle brake and suppressor, a couple pieces of hardware, but that's gonna be the Duchess of Doom right there. Live on Discord in, like I said, probably 8 days. So not tomorrow, but next Sunday. Should be putting all that together. The first time I've built a rifle from scratch. I already modified the AR-15. That was good learning experience, but this is going to be a hell of a thing here. Black Roger, if he's going to do Back to the Future items, you may need to do a piece of music that reminds us of Back to the Future without being Back to the Future. So Rob's going to have to kick some like old school jazzy or rock stuff for us from the... You need to learn something from the 50s, Rob. Or 50s-ish, if you know what I mean. Big set. Yeah, we've done thousands of piece sets before. There's like this right here. That's a Johnny 5. This is C2S's absolute favorite piece. That's the Johnny 5 we built from the excavator set. That's a functioning remote control forklift. That's the International Space Station. That's the RV from Spaceballs that I got to fix. That's the brand new suppressor. That's the official Corvette Lego set, bunch of stuff from Gouda in Netherlands. There's a Johnny 5, the Moon Buggy, the London Red London phone box, and kind of hard to see here, but there's a Christmas tree with lights on it. There's the Mars rover. Downstairs, I have the thing that's like the sun, earth, and moon. There's spinny things. I want to get Ecto 1 as well. Cyberlight, we were talking about that before. I do want to get one of the Ecto 1s, probably whatever the bigger one is. Now we have a bunch of Lego stuff here. So, and once this is together, that shelf is going to open up, and then I'm going to take Thanksgiving break. Hopefully that shelf will be empty before Thanksgiving, and start to redo the shelves back here. I get the Lego stuff from upstairs, kind of organize them a little bit better. Do something with that box right there that just pisses me off. Hopefully we'll get that running. Oh, and there's a Sterling engine. There's a glowy skull. There's that thing. There's our RC car. What up, homie and all? So, in case you didn't know, you should, YouTube no longer uses your whatever chat names. They actually use your channel name itself. So if your chat name isn't what you remember it to be, you have to go change your channel name there, which may be why you're seeing your Google Plus username. That's whatever your channel name is now what is displayed on YouTube chat, in case some of you did not know that. Ooh, Slabs here. What's up? Welcome. What's the interesting part? No, just followed. All right. Thank you. I'm down to water. All right. Wouldn't it be fun if Elon has to save the Chinese astronauts from the Taichung space station? I think they got. I mean, it's just China. Even if, like, let's face it, even if they have to build a whole new rocket, it's only going to take them like 3 days. You know, it'll get up there and back. It is a shame that their ship got hit by something. I haven't seen how much it was damaged. I don't even know if they released specifics on how much it was damaged. It was good. How'd your stream go before you dropped over to Clive? Looks like you had a healthy amount of people there, so I'm assuming it went very well. That's good. That is good. But wait, where the hell was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So I think they'll be all right, but I would like to see what happened to it, because I mean, like, I don't care who's on the space station, whatever space station you got up there. If you're up there, like, you're fucking good with me. I don't care what country you're from, and I want you to do your best and not have any problems. So, and only $50. Yeah, see to it. About again, it costs about $50. Yeah. Outrageous Otis, what's up? Their ship wasn't hit by anything. They fucked it up by having a barbecue inside. No. Look, the fact. Don't be fucking jealous. Don't be jealous that the Chinese space station has a goddamn air fryer in it, because chef's fucking kiss. God damn it, why didn't we as Americans think, hey, we should put an air fryer on our space station, because that's brilliant. Hell yeah, making the space fucking chicken wings up in your air fryer in space. Oh yeah, I read that, dude. I got the biggest, dumbest grin on my face, and I went, it's about goddamn time. Space air fryer. That is the technology we need. We need to go on with that. We need to get some big ass redneck that has no idea what he's doing up there. Show him how to fucking make a suit, and have him sitting outside on one of the solar panels fucking cooking steaks and doing like a fucking pit beef or pit roast or barbecue, whatever they did their wings up there. But yeah, like, that was awesome. Weightless nuggies is spoken true. Absolutely. Oh my God. But just think about it though. I don't know how it is everywhere. I honestly assume it's worse, because I know America has, as shitty as prices are getting, America still seems to kind of hold it from being out as ridiculous as some other places. But like right now, a chicken wing, about that big, about as big as this vape, if not half that size, is like $1 a piece if you order like for delivery. Most places it's like $1 to $1.10 for one wing, chicken wing with bone, right? Your chicken strips are usually $2 to $2.50 a piece. How much are space wings going to cost? Like, it might be worth it. Like, if we can, you know what? If Jeff Bezos wants to redeem himself for building a spaceship that is the most accurate description of a flying dick, I mean, like, look at his tourist ship. It is a flying dick. It is the dickiest of dick ships out there. It is dickier than the dick ship in the dickisode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It is pure dick ship. But if he puts an air fryer on that thing, you get up to the top, you cook up some wings and some fries, have some weightless wings and fries while you're doing your floaty thing and not quite being an astronaut. That would make it worth whatever price you put on there to say you had space wings. So I relate. It's a lot more for the delivery to space. Well, I'm not even talking delivery to space. I'm talking from space. Like think about it. They could air fry them like most of the way. They wouldn't even have to do it all the way. It's like, say, 3/4 of the way cooked. Then you stick them in the little capsule. You pop it out just the right spot. It comes through the fucking atmosphere. It gets really hot again. That way it warms it back up on the way down. It lands in your front yard. You climb into the crater. You find your delivery capsule. And then you have fresh space wings and fries. I wonder if you could get pizza out of there, too. I mean, we might as well just go whole hog on it. Get space fries. Maybe get some space fries with like cheese and bacon on them. That's always good. We could get like an all meat pizza with space bacon. Space bacon? Come on. Too hot to fry. Well, I mean, just enough insulation on the return pod to warm it up, but not, quite fry it. Weightless space shits. Well, yeah, they actually have to be very careful about that, actually, that they don't accidentally do that. Sell chicken nuggies to the Chinese in space. Yeah, I mean, like, that'd be funny if, like, they were close at some point. They did, like, they swapped, like, the Americans went over there, had, like, got something, like, good food to eat, and they came back over. I'm sure I can only imagine they gotta get, I mean, not that they would necessarily cross paths, that would obviously be bad, but I mean, I gotta figure at some point they would probably accidentally be close-ish to each other. Can we raise the chickens on the station? Asked Maurice Walker. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they've had other animals in space. See, stay right in the nose. Space bacon. That's it, dude. If they cooked bacon in space, packaged it, and sent it back down every 6 months when they do the cargo resupply, but like cooked it all up right before it came down and had like special edition space bacon, that shit would sell out. Like, guaranteed, gone. Strap the wings to the outside of the capsule, says Gavin Bruce. Well, that's gonna, I mean, if you like them really crispy, absolutely, but that might be a little overly crispy for me, at least. There you go. Somebody just fixed their name. What would be space bacon? Well, I mean, I guess we'd have to have space pigs. We could buy our spider pig from the Simpsons. So we'd have to have space pigs, and then we could make space bacon, and then cook the space bacon on the Chinese cooker barbecue kind of air fryer-ish thing, and then send the bacon back down. I mean, at that point, if we want to keep a fresh supply going, we could just have a bunch of basketball-sized return capsules and just launch a batch of space bacon like at once a week. I mean, it would still be pretty expensive, but I mean, fucking space bacon. Yeah, Gramshaw, pigs in space. Like, we're already there. There are already a half of them up there. We just get Miss Piggy and the captain. Oh, I forget what the hell. I always think Captain Brannigan because that's who he reminds me of. Futurama, but we get Miss Piggy and the younger guy, pig guy, could do their thing to keep, more pigs going. The old guy could kind of manage the whole thing, maybe film it like a little space bacon OF action on the side to help boost our sales a little bit. you know, free advertising. Now we're working it out, folks. We may need to talk to Elon about this, or what the hell's dude's name over there? President, is it G? What's up, Klaus? Welcome back. Zoidberg. No. We can't have Zoidberg, Otis, because he's going to eat everything before it gets shipped, whether it's cooked or not. He is going to eat everything. Spider Pig does what Spider Pig does. Absolutely. Yeah, we can't have a Zoidberg. That would not work. Unicrid, what's up, Brian? Hey, we got extra spare ribs. You guys got some of that Peking duck to trade? Hell yeah, there you go. Well, I think if we get, especially if we get our big redneck guy up there that's running the barbecue on the solar panels, dude, we could trade out, you know, fucking all kinds of slow smoked pork, but pulled, you know, we could do like pulled pork stuff, just big old steaks, a ham hock, you know, fucking cow's ass, like whatever. We could have all kinds of good space meat going up there. A space walk. Actually, hey, who knows, man? They may be developing a spacewalk. I mean, it would have to be sealed because spidering oil food. I think we could work that out. You're basically just looking with a wok with a lid screwed onto it and just shake it a lot. Brisket, yeah, good brisket there, D Wood, absolutely. Moon fries. And if they sent food down that was cooked in space, they would never, ever have enough of it to sell. I guarantee it. Especially all these rich people just wanting to do stuff, to say they did stuff. Pfft, Christ. Fried squid. Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to fry Zoidberg, but I mean, I guess if he got a little too much in the way, we could work that. A solar barbecue, blood on the inside, burned outside. Yeah, I mean, it would definitely cook the meat fast enough, but if we got a good redneck that knows what he's doing, man, ain't gonna be a problem. He'll work that meat. He'll manage that heat, he'll manage the heat and work the meat. I feel like I should put that on a shirt. Elon needs to have a chamber for the starred links for meats. When they wear out, they come back to Earth and it's cooked on re-entry. Lock. All right, we got to get in touch. We got to get in touch with him. We got to get this done before the V3s are designed. Is the V3 satellite design finalized? Because I think we could work with this. Because it would be cured meat, because it'd be up there for 2 or 3 years. Most of I think his satellites, actually, I think they have a 5-year shelf life before they self-terminate, for lack of a better way to put it, because that's exactly what they do. So it would be very cured meat, cold cured, obviously. And then on re-entry, it would be cooked. So that'd be kind of like space jerky. SpaceX brand space jerky. That would work too. I could do space jerky. I'm good with jerky. Like you could have teriyaki and pepper space jerky, or just teriyaki. You got your unseasoned teriyaki space jerky. All the flavors would work. We could even do like weird ones. Like let's see what happens if we do orange peels in jerky. It's space jerky. We're going to experiment a little bit. Where is Elon Spaceman Tesla? It's out there. They apparently are still tracking it. Occasionally they check in with it every once in a while, but it's still doing its thing. I don't know that they have any close-up pictures of it, but I know they are tracking it. Get to space, sir, the marketing. Space. You talk about the final frontier. Really, space food, that is like in the, 80s, 90s or whatever, the little MRE, space MREs, freeze-dried shit got real popular. Now, we're talking about actual space food now. Damn, that's a good subject, man. Space food. I mean, think of all the different ways you could actually work that out. Because satellites have active cooling and heating, which means you could do like a dedicated satellite that just like they're working on satellites, and they actually have some that can actually mate up with other satellites. So you figure you get a Starlink satellite with the built-in meat maker It utilizes the sun to cook. When it's done, it puts it into a little capsule thing. It fires like 4 or 5 it's got in there, fires them off, and then another, like every, I mean, as many Starlink launches as there are, you figure every few launches you send up one of the satellites is like the refiller. It goes up, gives it more like little vacuum packages and little space balls, and then it goes and does its thing, being a satellite somewhere, and it could just be a constant feed of space food. Whew. What's for your din scruff? Speaking of, yeah, we are in the 7 o'clock hour, so food is a valid topic. Can you buy actual space food, like astronaut food? I think you still can. As far as what's for dinner for me, I before the stream I made a big ass thing of pasta, marinara, garlic, oregano, fresh pepper, a little bit of cayenne pepper in the sauce, and then a bunch of like not jumbo, but like the large shells that are about as big as your thumb end. Bunch of those. I got those sitting in there waiting for something to eat, and I have chicken salad sub waiting to finish off. Space Brewing would give moonshine a whole new meaning. Look, Maurice Walker's already talking about our second adventure. Once we get the space food thing sorted out, once we get to the moon, actual moon food, actual moonshine. Because we could do space food, moon food. Obviously, moonshine from the moon is the pinnacle of freaking moonshine. Pianoman Rob, space, where no one can hear you fart. Absolutely. Did you let the sauce reduce? A little bit. Not much. Maybe about half hour or so. Like, I wasn't trying to get way too much into it, just doing my thing. I'm not an Italian grandma that can sit over that shit for like days cooking the absolute most perfect fucking sauce. But I get it good enough for American standards. Backpacker's Pantry has an outer space survival meal kit. Okay. I mean, all the different, basically, the closest thing you're going to get to like space food is just look for anything that says freeze dried. Because that's what they send up there, because it's light as shit, it only requires water. And it stays good for a really long time. I mean, even if you get a good retort pouch, like Thursday, I didn't realize it till, once we were starting to get into it, but that MRE was 5 years old and it was just fine. And that was retort. That's just food that you heat up, like peel it open and wet, scooshy food. But that was fine. And then next year, once we're done with the standard military MREs, we'll be getting into our winter MREs, which is all freeze-dried food, because when it's super cold, anything you have in there is just going to freeze and turn to ice. So now we have a bunch of freeze-dried stuff, and we'll be doing that for the first half of next year. Give a toast. We can do that. Appreciate everyone. Thank you for hanging out. Hope your week and weekend are going well, and appreciate the support. Cheers, everybody. Zap Sparky. That's now got me wondering how the environmental systems on the ISS deal with methane production. That's not a bad question, because sure it's... I mean, I would assume a long time ago, I looked at how the air up there works. I know it's like a scrubber system or whatever. I don't know if it's similar to what they use on submarines, because I know submarines actually got to come up for air every once in a while to like refresh. But I assume on the cargo missions, they could send up things to refresh, or they just have a way better system on the space station, which of course is more likely. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a cow fart. I mean, if they put a cow up there, which actually we'd have to watch, because if we have livestock up there and they start farting a lot, if like a cow gets up there and really drops a good beefy one, like it may blow windows out of the space station. So I guess we would have to watch that and check to see how their air scrubbers work. The Roadster is back in 2047, says Cyberlight. Okay. Because I know it's basically just kind of following the orbit of Mars. it's kind of in between us and Mars from what I understood. Yeah, Rob's got it right there. Big cow fart. They can just roll a window down, says C2S. I mean, they could once. Sure. That'll definitely sort out any methane problems up there. Josh says, while we were talking about MREs, you should try out some civilian ones at some point and possibly compare them against their military equivalents. Yeah, I can do that. Mountain House is a real popular one. Most of their food, Mountain House food, is good every once in a while. Actually, a lot of Mountain House stuff we'll find in the winter MREs. They use a lot of civilian components in there, so we may see some as we go. Mountain House, but generally speaking, Mountain House freeze-dried, like camping food, is good, except the eggs. I've never found, and that's not a Mountain House thing, but I've never found scrambled eggs in an MRE to be even remotely palatable. It's basically just eating squishy, watery, fucking cardboard. Like I said, no diss to Mountain House. Like, I have yet to find anyone that can do it, but they do sell a lot of ones with eggs in it. The closest you can get to something that's palatable is the one that comes with like a bunch of peppers and sausage and bacon and all that stuff, like the big combo. Like, that's not bad. But even the instructions on any MRE that has scrambled eggs, even the instructions say, when ready, drain excess water. And that's really the only time you'll see that is on MREs with eggs. Because if you're doing soup, stew, or anything else, just a regular meal, you want all the moisture. But they even say, yeah, pour off the water on scrambled eggs because it is kind of rough. Graham Shaw's out. Good night, folks. I'm pooped. Thanks. Sleep well and cheers. Well, cheers to you, buddy. Get good sleep. I know you got to get up in what? Probably 6.5, 5.5, 6.5 hours. Get some sleep there, boss. Lockwatcher. Oh my god, quick wings. Hang racks of wings and other meats inside the Falcon first stage, retrieve them when the rocket lands, then launch. They launch all the time. Not a bad idea. We could have Falcon meat. Yeah, well, I mean, not like the bird, but, you know, like Falcon, that could also be a SpaceX, because you figure there's room in between those engines. And it gets a little fucking warm in there, so it would definitely cook whatever is in there. That would be good. I mean, that's just a flying oven, the whole engine compartment area, especially when it's coming down. Even on the, especially Starship, because when that thing comes, when the Falcon 9 comes in, instead of using heat shielding, it has its entry burn where it actually uses the exhaust of the engines as its heat shield. That's why it comes in engine first. That's what they're doing with Starship, but they're not igniting the engines. They're just letting that fucker come in hot. That's why it always glows. So if we did it in Starship, we'd have to put like, it gets so hot, we'd probably have to use like an entire cow or 5. A lot of cow in that one. But yeah, that would absolutely work. School had dried eggs when I was there, said C2S. I am sorry, because those are sucky. Little Jim says, store the cow farts and use as cold gas thrust. Yeah, yeah. I mean, granted, that would mean that the cows in space would have tubes up their butt all the time. Nah, actually, I guess we could adapt a, the medical oxygen mask. I guess we could kind of adapt one of them with straps just to kind of cover the butthole. That way they're not walking funny the whole time they're up there. Rocket scientist is cooking to singularity. Flying oven designers. Absolutely. It gets so hot in them engine compartments. You could cook anything in there. I mean, Christ, half the time it cooks itself. The first time the Starship came down like that, most of the engine nozzles had melted at some point and were deformed. Are you saying meat shielding? Hey, you know what? Starship, take all the heat panels off and just line it with fucking prime rib. I mean, granted, you'd have to watch for I'm sure there's a lot of ants in Texas, but could you see that thing just lined with prime rib, right? Instead of heat tiles. It goes up. Obviously, some are going to fall off because that's just what they do with Starship. So it would go up, it would get into space, and then it would get frozen. So it would be preserved. It wouldn't go bad. And then as it re-entered, it would cook the steaks, probably on the well done side, I would think. Plasma's a little warm. But Yeah, that's another thing. We could have them replace one of the heat tiles with a steak just to test it. A nice cut of ribeye, put that in there. Maybe some Delmonico if it fits right. Yeah, we can work with that. Brett Rennie, I met a space rocket designer on a train a few years ago. Spoke to them for an hour. See, a few years ago over there, did they work for Rocket Lab? Maybe because didn't Rocket Lab, or no, it was Rocket Lab and Virgin Galactic or whatever they were called. Both of them were flirting with the UK and European launch. Well, I know Rocket Lab, they're launching out of, are they launching out of New Zealand now? I think maybe some over here. Sky Roar. Oh, okay. Because I know Virgin was trying to do something over in the UK at one point, but they have no money anymore. So Cooking Singularity says if it's prime rib, just put them bone side out to help the overcooking problem. Good call. Good call. There you go. Wonder if we could stick like a big fat roast on like the tip of it. Actually, you know what? If you watch the videos when it's coming in, there are some tiles on the back side of the ship, especially around like the hinge or the flappy bits. If we stuck a big pot roasts there instead of the prime rib, they would not get as hot and they would properly slow cook up there too. So that'd be another thing. We could get the jerky in the front. You figure the very front, that's basically going to be jerky. The sides are going to be very well done. The edges will probably be not too bad. And then over on the top, we can get the slow cook going for the roast. I mean, granted, slow cook in plasma for 7 minutes, but comparatively slow cooked. Slather on the salt. Oh, yeah. Definitely got to salt that up. Is the SpaceX started the same way as all the little rocket companies, but they had lots of access to money. Yeah, that definitely helps. No, mustard, French mustard. Okay. I have a photo and some video of one of the Virgin rockets. I was standing next to it. It was on a truck trailer. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I've never really been close to a rocket. I've been on a lot of military, not necessarily Air Force, but military bases. So I've been around some interesting fucking equipment. Some of it I can't talk about. Never been to really any spacey stuff. Closest I've got to that was at one point I stayed at the Space Shuttle Best Western Inn in Titanville. Is it Titusville, Florida? Like right across the water from Cape Canaveral. I actually got to watch a launch while I was down there too. Smorbrod, rum, thought that said smorgasbord at first there, Cyberlight. Made me think of good old fashioned kind of, let's see how many people know this. Let's check how old you are. Horn and Horn smorgasbord. How many people ever had one of them around? Does an Estes rocket count? No, if that counted, then I would be definitely rocketed up because I used to play with a lot of model rocketry. Actually, was in a model rocketry club in I think it was high school. Chocolate mousse. Burn the board. And today we're going to make the chocolate mousse. First, you take the chocolate and you put it on the mousse. I love fucking Swedish Chef chocolate mousse. If you've never looked that up, if you've never seen it, look up Swedish Chef chocolate mousse. Like the Muppets. It's fucking hilarious. Love that one. Mr. A Cake has Saturn and Anus. That would be Saturn in Uranus. Is orbit. Just little extra. You can take a tour in Kennedy. Yeah, forget why we didn't go over there. I know we were pretty busy, and at the hotel we were staying at, I've told this story before, there was a pond out back. There was a bunch of hotels that kind of didn't really share a courtyard, but kind of did. It was more just a big-ass area, and it had a pond in it, that led to this little stream or whatever and did its thing. But in the pond was a 3-foot little baby gator that I kept throwing raw chicken at, trying to get him close enough so I could jump in the fucking water and catch him, because that's just what I was literally trying to do. And granted, this was like 20 years ago. So I may have had a chance, but I probably wouldn't have. But yeah, I kept tempting him closer and closer to the edge, like over a period of a couple weeks, trying to get him close enough so I could jump in there on top of him. Rob says you should put Muppets on the list. Yeah, let me go through the movie list. Maybe we can squeeze some Muppets in there, or we can always watch that the next. Well, no, actually, the next day we already got that sorted. But yeah, we might be able to get some Muppet stuff in there. Hamish McTavish, what's up? Muppet Show. USA is controlled by the Puppet Show. Yeah, that's about right. We have our own live action Muppet Show going on in the government. Yeah. We just burped in unison. That'll happen there, little Jim. Welcome to the party. My favorite one is where the Swedish Chef makes donuts. Oh, all the Swedish Chef ones are great. We watch that every once in a while. I love watching them up at show. I actually have like the DVD set that has, I forget his name, but Jim Henson's son does like a little talk thing or whatever, introduction to all the different original Muppet shows. Not the movies, but yeah, I got all the movies too, but like the OG Muppet Show. I fucking love that thing. Also visited a satellite factory in 2023 for a job interview. Sounds like a hell of a fucking cool job. And I had been given a COVID shot the night before due to volunteering at a hospital, and it gave me the shakes and a sweating fever. Guy interviewing didn't understand that and thought I had a liquor problem and said as much. Oh, that sucks. It was, I don't know how good those vaccines actually did, but I mean, I got them. But I still got COVID, so whatever. I can still breathe. I do think it did something to my stomach, but whatever. Muppet Christmas Carol. Let me see. What Muppet movies do I have? I'm like, what the hell is ticking? I forgot that's tick, tick, tick. Yeah, I started that a half hour before the show on its little heating pad, which the heating pad is already turned off. I only had it set for a 2-hour timer, so that heating pad's probably been off for a while, probably about a half hour, and that's still going. Let me see here. Muppets. Do, 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 do. Yeah, just trust me on this one. Movies, search, Muppet. Whoa. What the hell was that keyboard? We're checking for, because in case you didn't know, Christmas Day, starting at noon Eastern Standard Time, like U.S. New York time, whatever. I'm going to be starting what's currently 13, but looks like it might be a little bit longer. At minimum 12 to 13 hour stream of just anybody that wants to come hang out. We're watching Christmas TV shows, Christmas specials, Christmas movies. We're just gonna chill, and like, you don't have to talk, you don't have to have a camera or a microphone. You can just join a channel, watch. We'll have a text channel set up. I'm gonna set up an official event for that right after Thanksgiving. Let's see, top results, movies, a Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm gonna have to look up the Muppet movies because I'm only seeing one, but I know there's multiple Muppet Christmas movies. I just think they have different names that don't include Muppet in them. Yeah, I'll see if I can get a Muppet movie in there. I'll see what we got in there. But we're watching fun movies, goofy movies like Violent Night. If you've never seen Violent Night, it's basically some rich guy is getting his house robbed by a bunch of mercenaries, and it just happens to be when Santa Claus shows up, and Santa Claus whoops their ass. When's the start time? It starts officially at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. New York time. And for the first half hour, it's just going to be a fireplace with Christmas carols. Kind of like a warm up, get everybody together. And then at noon, it's Charlie Brown. Hold on, let me pull the playlist up. No, don't play it. Shit. Let me see. Yeah, that actually... Can I get that to fit on the screen? Let me go to bottom capture here so I can fit it on the screen. And just show you. Yeah, we'll put it over there. Yeah, that'll work. Ain't nothing weird showing. Let's minimize that. Bottom capture. Slide that over. So we're starting with, I don't know, it's called Last Christmas. I don't know what the fuck it read. That's just a fireplace of Christmas music. That'll be the first half hour. Then we got Charlie Brown Christmas. It's Christmas time again, Charlie Brown. Die Hard, because that's a fucking Christmas movie. Garfield Christmas, A Christmas Story, Frosty the Snowman, Nightmare Before Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Violent Night, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which that may get dropped because I kind of remember that being kind of Jesus-y. And then Robot Chicken stuff and whatever. See, where could we... Maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll replace Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know. Maybe we'll replace A Christmas Story. I mean, that's a good movie, but I'd rather have Nightmare Before Christmas and Muppet Christmas than A Christmas Story. So maybe we'll replace that one with the Muppet Christmas, and maybe we can drag that like down to the end if anybody's left at the end of it. All right, we'll do that. And I use MB, EMBY. That is my at-home media player service, and I do have it ported so I can watch it when I'm out and about. The nickname of it is Scrufdog, because it's, you know, it's basically just a movie service. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I can get some Muppet something in there. I love the popped corn clip. What's that? Oh, okay. 72 million views. Yeah. Muppet Christmas Carol, you want the restored version. All right, I will keep that in mind. Yeah, if I usually, if when I'm acquiring my different media, if there is an unrated or restored or improved version that doesn't, you know, make Han shoot first or whatever, then I'll download it. Unless the original is like a very important thing. Jack Attack with the different movies. Okay. Now I'll just basically just go on. I'll just go on Google, type Muppet Christmas movies, get the full list, and then I'll see what I actually have. Probably just play the oldest one or whatever the first one is. But we'll see. The password is Louvre. Oh my God, spoken true. Dude, when I read that article that all the Louvre's fucking passwords were just set to Louvre or Louvre or Louvre, however you pronounce that, like, well, look, at least it wasn't admin or 1234. I mean, it's a shame that they put the effort into changing the password, but they just put that much effort into it. Like, come on. Come on, man. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Yeah, that's on the list already. Please, just do not show the Star Wars Christmas special. I have it, Little Jim, but I don't plan on showing it. I don't know that I've ever actually watched that. But I have it. I have all the weird Christmas. I got the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. Have that. Haven't watched it yet. I want to. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, I got the Star Wars Christmas special. That's in there somewhere. Family Guy, Robot Chicken Christmas. I got as many as I can get. Pooned is how you pronounce it. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, the password is password. Yeah, that's. Oh my God, I read that and I was just like, you are pretty much. Yeah, I mean, you are one of the most known museums in the galaxy. You house some of the most important pieces of artwork ever created, and your fucking password is Louvre. Really? Jesus Christ. I don't know. It's possible to watch movies on Twitch. No, this will be on Discord. Twitch and YouTube is a copyright thing because they can be like saved and shit. But Discord Discord doesn't care if you watch movies. It's basically, I mean, you're doing exactly what we would do if we were neighbors. We're going over somebody's house and watching a movie. So like you don't get copyright issues generally on Discord. Seriously, that's how they got it? No, that's one of the ways, there's any son. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's fucking derp. But yeah, if you want to check out the Discord, the link's in the description below. It's a fresh link. Because unless you're a community Discord member thing and you follow their very specific guidelines, your Discord invite link is only good for a week. So if you're watching this more than a week from now, just look for my latest live stream. That'll have the updated link in it. Rob, is Rob still here? Yeah, he's here. Rob's usually pretty quick on getting that Discord. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Thanks, Rob. There's the link. There's one of the links for today's if you want to go check it out. There is an events channel I just put up that lists the AR-10 build, which coming very soon. It's got the current schedule of the movies, which will get shuffled around a little bit. And then I'll put up an official actual Discord event, as it gets time. Ewood says, the morons in my building are trying to burn it down with firework fountains. The damn... Yeah, well... yeah. Grant Rennie, Die Hard, Tron Legacy, Home Alone, Indiana Jones, and Blade Runner. I was thinking about Home Alone, but I kind of went with some... we went a different direction. We'll say that. Oh, and yeah, Jack Attack just posted one on Discord. Forgot. Yeah, you got to do that all over the place now. Thank you. Pianoman says, folks can message me if they need help getting Discord set up. And also remember, you don't have to download the app to use Discord. You can just sign up for it and just go to discord.com and use the app in the browser. It's not quite as good as the app itself. It's probably 95% of it. Really, the only problem I have with it is is with my ridiculous streaming setup, having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras hooked up. It gets really confused if I try to turn a camera on or like share a camera screen. Like the virtual camera, it completely ignores OBS's virtual camera, whereas the regular Discord app works fine with it. But that's really the only thing, is your webcam might be a little weird. But if you're not looking to webcam it up anyway, then there is no problem. You don't have to have a microphone or use one if you don't want to. We have side chat, which is text. There's actually going to be 2. There's what we call side boob, Weasel. That's the text chat that's built into the video channel. And then there's also just another chat channel that will be available. It's just kind of how that works. Because the only reason I'm having both of them up is side chat's really easy to use on desktop, but it's a pain in the fucking dick to use on mobile. On mobile, it'd be easier to use it different. Whichever one works. But that should be hopefully in 8 days from now. Oh, we're getting close to the end of the stream here, folks. Just about the top of the hour, and then we'll bounce it over to Killer Mike. He should still be playing Ark, I would assume. So I'll bounce everybody over on YouTube, and then we'll raid on Twitch in about 15 minutes. Mobile can do anything, but the menus are obscure, to be honest, says Rob. Yeah, the mobile app, like it's okay, but it can be a little complicated to navigate, especially with the menus. But if you allow it to do the floating window thing, where like it can pop out and you can move the window around, that kind of helps too. What was the nuclear weapon password again? Almost forgot. Might be important in the future. I think those are probably still set to admin 1234. I really wouldn't be surprised. Because let's face it, when it comes to the U.S. government, it seems like some of their cybersecurity is just, it's so bad it was forgotten. Like you can probably walk up to half their logins and go, just type in, fucking, just let me in, asshole. And it'll be like, okay, just fucking let you on in. Locke says, I'm starved. Did someone say menu? We did. The menu was mentioned. It was 1111 or something. Yeah. They're never too difficult. Don't want to have to think under stress. Jack Attack. My son asked me if I could help him become a mime. I said, say no more. Oh, boy. John Denver and the Muppets, A Christmas Together, 1979. Yeah, I'll see which ones I have, what's available, stuff like that, just to keep everything honky dory and happy, and not have our cool Christmas hangout get cut off. But that should not be a problem on Discord. The USA is the biggest terrorist ever in this whole world. And Rasher's back. What's up, buddy? Might want to dial it down a little bit here. We're having a good chill stream. Don't need too much of the screamy ranty stuff going on there, boss. Just giving you that preemptive one. It's been a little angry lately, so let's just kind of keep it chill, all right? All right. And now we're not all assholes, but about 50% of us are. When he says, my girlfriend in California is calling. Got to head off. Well, by all means. Head on off. Let the lady know we said hello. I don't know why my nasals are just being all dumb today. Maybe I need better vapiness. I don't know. John Denver show was good. The Muppet Show or like the actual John Denver show there, Locke? Because I'm pretty sure didn't he actually have like a show? Most Americans are good. Most Americans have good in them. It's what they, whether or not they choose to display it or hide it. Which seems like a lot of people would rather hide it and just follow the sheep nowadays, but The Christmas Muppet John Denver one? Okay. Well, I will take a look. And yeah, there is a post, like I said, there is a post up in the new channel, events channel, and there's a little clicky Christmas cat thing if you think you can make it to go ahead and click, just to get a rough idea who might be swinging through at some point. Let's see, besides that, tomorrow, I don't have much going on. I don't plan on doing anything except for trying to just goddamn relax and get some video game in. I think I've only played Surrounded for like a half hour this week. But everything's going good with the stepmom and her surgery, so that's a good relief. Get all that sorted out, get her home soon, and go from there. Get myself checked out probably in January because oddly enough, a lot of the symptoms she was having were really fucking close to mine, which has also not been a great part of this journey, which I haven't actually mentioned before. But my little IBS thing I got going on, the whole time she was getting diagnostics, and I was like with her at times and all that. It's a lot of pretty much the exact same symptoms I'm having with my issues. Mr. S is out. Have a good one, bud. Appreciate you swinging through. But yeah, I got to get myself checked out here just to make sure nothing too hokey going on in there. Like, I did a show this past week. We'll try and send a pic of me performing next week. Voice. I feel your pain, brother. Literally. Yeah, IBS fucking sucks. And if you don't know, I know there's different types of IBS, but basically the one I've been dealing with is the one where like the best way to describe how your guts work would be to like find a fucking 4-foot long sock and then stick a tennis ball on one end and just hold it and just do a ring and behind it and just push it along. It's kind of like how your muscles, they just kind of squish it along. And the problem I'm having is they're pushing it along. And then some other asshole on this end decides it wants to push back and like they just pressure and it fucking feels like you're going to goddamn explode. And then eventually something will happen to the muscle that's all fucked up and out of sync, and you'll literally hear like a gurgle, and you'll feel the mass move in you and down to the exit chute, as it were. Real fun stuff. And the problem is that pressure, about 3 hours sometimes, usually 2 to 3 hours of questioning whether or not you're going to let yourself continue feeling this pain at times. It gets so bad. It's the closest pain I have had to when I had a fucking kidney stone. And that also made you question your mortality and whether you should hold on to it. The pain is so fucking bad. Phew. Anyway. Molecular says, I think I have bile acid malabsorption. If it's a symptom or the disease, I don't know. Yeah, getting old. Well, for me, I don't know how old you are, but for me, getting old just sucks. Do you drink enough water? I go through, how much are these? 28 ounces. I probably go through 1.5 of these a day, plus coffee, plus whatever else I might drink. So, I get altogether, as far as water goes, I get close to 50, 60 ounces a day. That seems to work. Could I be a little more descriptive? Oh, I could, but I think we get the idea there. Another camera? Yeah, we're not going to watch that happen. Malabsorption is tough. It makes gaining weight so difficult. It says, you're going to have to help me out with that. Because one thing on this channel, which people tell you, I do my best to pronounce things correctly. And to me, that kind of looks like Mahu Suro. But I don't know. By all means, feel free to spell it out, I guess, phonetically, if I am way off on that. The official dude report. He's good. Like I said, I've been waking up with him laying on my arm a little more, like about every other night now. So he's definitely wanting to cuddle up a little bit in the evening, like while we're sleeping. I don't know if that's because it's maybe a little chilly in there or what. But yeah, and I woke up the other day and Poofers was laying on my head, not across my face, but like she was basically my hat. That's a really weird one for her. I don't know if it was just extra cold that night or what. I've been at 125 since I was 18. Yeah, I know a couple people that have done everything to try and gain weight. I know this one dude who was stuck at about $1.25, $1.30 for years. And it got to the point where he's like, fuck this. I want to see what happens. And all he ate was like fatty buttered stuff, deep fried everything, Doritos every night. Like he ate the worst fucking diet. Just nothing but fatty foods and horribly overprocessed shit. Didn't skip a beat. He gained a pound after about a month, which was probably just the scale being, not quite as accurate. But yeah, he never like last I heard I think he's still or like maybe $1.30, $1.40, fucking 20 years later. Mahu is at 102 pounds. I guess that's, depending on your height, that could be a problem. I mean, actually, as an adult, most adults I would think are probably target weight between 120 and 180, depending on your height. Lock asks, is there a chance I'm suffering from hairballs? No, I would definitely notice that. Those would be some pretty funky hairballs with all the fucking beard hairs that pop out of here all the time. Apocalypse, I was consuming 12,000 calories worth of weight gainer and going to the gym 4 days a week, and it didn't gain anything. Holy shit. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I used to hang out with some gym bros, I guess you could call it. So, not that you are, but like I know all about all that weight gainer and protein shakes, and some of them actually taste pretty good. But wow, that's rough. And you are an adult. Well, yeah, I mean, I know you're an adult. Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple kids that pop into these streams every once in a while. Rasher says olive oil is good for digestive problems. I've actually heard that, just to kind of help, literally just move things along. A pancake diet. That would be Lock Watcher, but supposedly Lock only does pancakes once or twice a week, which is a shame because even I do pancakes once or twice a week, usually once a week, and I'm not the pancake man. But we'll see. Probably 23 stone more now. Poop, that's a lot of weight. 23 stone. Let's see, stone, that's what, 13.7 pounds? 23, that's a lot of stone. That's a lot of stone. The only thing that'll make me gain weight is creatine, and that's limited and ephemeral. I feel like I should know that word. Yeah, luckily I've never had to gain weight. I was up to 285 at one point in my life, and now I'm back down to basically I ride between 197 and like 203 throughout the week, depending on if I pooped or not. But yeah, I'm my target, and I'm pretty much at my target weight. Like, I mean, if I was down to a $190, I'd probably be a little better, but I'm very comfortable where I am. A lot of my pants don't really fit anymore, but that's because I don't really buy pants very often. Although come January, if I get my carry concealed permit, then I may have to start looking into that, getting pants that fit a little differently to make room for the pocket pew. Pianoman Rob says, brown bread helped me a lot, especially with the grains in it for the roughage. Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt if I ate a little more roughage here and there, but I don't know. Every time I do, it just gets really rough down there, I guess you could say. Like last time I ate a salad, boy, that was not a fun night. But that's probably because I don't eat enough salad. Target weight, does that make you a target? Yeah, if you're not at your target weight, then you are a target for food, apparently. 21 stone, maybe I'd like to be 18 again, and 18 again, 18 again, and 18. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Guess the change can seem bad at first. Yeah, I suppose so, but I'm not a big salad person, kind of anything. Closest I get to a salad would be like a side of corn and green beans, and like tomato and lettuce on a burger. Anyway, it's top of the hour toast. We're going to be shutting it down here in a moment or two. I appreciate everybody that's hung out this evening. I appreciate the new people as well. Seems like we had we got a bunch of people hanging out. That's good. Because we do this every Saturday. Yeah, whatever. Hang out. YouTube and Twitch. What do we got here? Give a toast. Perfect timing. Let's do this. Cheers, everyone. Hey, there you go. Salute. I haven't heard that in a while. Cheers, everybody. What food works for you if not salad? The only thing that is, we were talking about this last night, and we've talked about it here before. The only thing that really helps me with digestive issues, if I have an upset stomach, like it feels like I'm getting backed up, which, pre-IBS kind of thing before that kicks in. Like it doesn't help with IBS, but anything else as far as funny stomach goes, fucking McDonald's French fries. That is my tummy ache cure all for sure. Zap Spargy with 1 gifted memberships to the Gaggle of Goofballs given to a Glass Robot. Well, thank you very much. We'll do another one for that. Cheers. Thank you for the continued support. Yeah, Rob knows. Pianoman Rob, MacD Curates. He's the same way. He has said pretty much the same thing. If he's got a bad tummy, McDonald's French fries, baby. I don't know what it is. They just always work for me. It is just amazing. Fat, starchy food and salt, yeah, whatever it does, because then I get thirsty and I'll drink a lot of water with that. Well, actually, usually if I'm eating McDonald's French fries, I'm getting a sweet tea, which is still water. I mean, obviously, it's got caffeine in it. Maybe not count quite as well as actual water, but it still kind of counts. And it does help tremendously. So we just kind of go with it. Try vitamin D3. It helps with IBS. Okay, I'll look into that. Where's my pen? I'm always like when I go to the doctor in January. Hopefully they'll just confirm it is just an IBS thing. D3 for IBS. What was that noise? Rasher donating 23. Oh, is that the tip thing? Super chat. Peace out, brother. Well, peace out to you, buddy. Have yourself a good weekend there, sir. White Castle can also be used for a total clean out. Even removes the 7-year-old gum. I've never had a problem with White Castle cleaning me out, overdoing me like that. 20 euros there from Rasher. Much appreciated. Why isn't that working? Okay, that window is frozen. That's good. All right, but I think we're going to go ahead and wind this down. I have YouTube set to go over to Mike. Kill Mike. He's playing Arc Raiders, and then I'm going to raid Mike over here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, almost had an ad start on Twitch. I just snoozed it. But we're going to raid Kill Mike on Twitch, and I'll do the redirect. It's so lame that YouTube really needs to embrace the raid thing and make it easier to do than, because Twitch, it's butter to do a raid. But everyone on YouTube, well, everybody, I'll do a final closeout and then I'll kick off YouTube and then we'll do Twitch. So, I appreciate everybody hanging out this evening. I appreciate the new people and I appreciate the ridiculous amount of follows I got this evening as well. That was awesome. So, where do we raid now? We're going over to Kill a Mike. If you want to hang out, I'll be on the Twitch side for a little while. Or actually, I'll probably be on both sides for a few minutes before I go do my thing. I'm not super hungry, so I can wait and hang out for a minute. So, everyone, I hope you have a good weekend. I might see you tomorrow if I do some Surround Dead streaming video game. And I'll see everybody Wednesday or Saturday or whatever we do. And you're welcome. I appreciate you hanging out there. Stay bright, Neon. Appreciate you staying bright. Joined on here instead, says Clems. That works. Wherever you want to go, we are here. So, talk to everybody next time. YouTube, be groovy to each other. And I will see you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you later.